Greg,
There.
Boyce
Here.
Cook.
There. All right, let's go through the agenda. The minutes.
I'm sorry, who had the minutes? Okay, thank you.
Any questions? On the bills.
I bought her.
Everyone?
I know.
Does anybody have any questions on this? Rules of order. Questions on it? On the appointment of the city attorney, the questions on that. Yes.
So I was approached by a constituent that was concerned with the salary for 105. And the constituent brought up that the line was for 98,000 in the budget. And then the healthcare is in a separate line from that. And I didn't want to misspeak with the quoting of the 105 and the healthcare and how the deputy city attorney appointment is going to be per diem. So can you give us a brief of how it comes to 105 and we'll still be within what?
Sure. So the salary line was 98,000 for this current city attorney, deputy city attorney. Both of which took city health insurance. So if you add that benefit in, family coverage for this year was $29,000. And Adam, I don't have what.
Adam around.
Adam out in the hallway.
What is ballpark single family or single coverage for health insurance for 26?
Just under 10,000,
How much?
just under 10.
10?
Yeah.
So if you throw the 29 and the 10 together, you're at 39,000 with the 98, you're at 137. One of the things that's a big benefit is that city being self-insured and not taking on that responsibility, what may or may not happen. By taking health insurance outside the city, it is also a potential greater savings. We do have to transfer a little money, to make that line about 110 out of the insurance line. Because we have to appoint someone per diem to cover during vacations. Our thought was $150 an hour for that person. If we needed up 3 days during the year to cover for a Friday and traffic court days, so the traffic court doesn't get canceled. It's still a significant savings from the system that we're in right now. The benefit being, the work that was put on the part-time attorneys was overwhelming. Now we're gonna have a full-time city attorney in City Hall that isn't taking other clients. So we are the sole client of the attorney. And of course, the 10 years of experience on the bench has scopes of experience.
So that answers the salary. And then the secondary on the one you just asked was, or sorry, you just said was full-time in City Hall. We have space inside City Hall for them to have an office.
Yes.
You have a full-time city attorney in City Hall. And my question.
So I keep hearing per diem, but it says here he should be permitted to appoint a deputy attorney. Okay, so just a little concerned about the wording. And serve as a prosecutor on Fridays when he's not available. Doesn't really say per diem. Do we need to spell that out? Because the deputy attorney gets what salary to or whatever it is. So the resolution doesn't say this. So are we?
The charter says that we have a deputy attorney.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm assuming that's where the language comes from. Doesn't say salary, that's where the budget comes in. Oh, it does state the salary? Oh, the status?
It says prior, they should get no less than the prior.
City attorney, right,
Yeah,
so,
for
but
the
the
prior
prior,
7.
so, right, but the prior city attorney was making less than $150. So per diem at $150 an hour would satisfy that requirement.
Okay, so we stating.
So what's an hour then?
Right, it was salary. That,
Yeah.
so if we were to bring in a deputy city attorney and have them salary. Or if they were here doing it, we're having them on a per diem basis, why would we pay them the salary for a per diem basis?
Salary can't be less than your previous attorney.
Right, but it doesn't say if it's annual salary, weekly salary, bi-weekly salary, it doesn't say hourly, it doesn't say, it just says salary.
To me, a salary is being said.
But you could break it down out. You could say divided by 20/40, if it was is it a full-time position, is it a part-time position? We didn't have that already, we didn't have that conversation.
Yeah.
And that's why our current city attorney is only working 1 day a week.
Yeah, so my point is, I don't want us to be stuck with
I know what you're saying. because
105 plus another 29, and then the cities, you know, the residents are getting stuck with the bigger bill.
Right.
So
So that's why
I want us to protect us from that.
Right, so so my understanding of it was that if the per diem city attorney was going to be paid the same or greater than the last city attorney on an hourly basis, which is $150 an hour, we would satisfy the requirement in the charter and still have the coverage. But you would also have a full-time city attorney that would be taking on the brunt of the work. So the part-time per diem city attorney or deputy attorney would only be paid on the hourly basis.
Yeah.
At the same rate, greater than the last city attorney. So it would satisfy the charter and satisfy our needs as a city and according to the mayor, have his cost savings.
Well, it says here in the charter, the city attorney shall appoint a deputy city attorney whose salary shall be fixed in the adopted budget. The deputy city attorney must be licensed to practice as an attorney in the state. The deputy city attorney shall perform duties as directed by the city attorney. Compensation shall be set at the initial appointment of the deputy city attorney and for the duration of the term at an annual salary no less than the previous city attorney year.
If you add that 105 and 29 only comes out to 134. So it's less than what we've been paying for. City attorney, deputy city attorney, plus the medical benefits.
I guess my question to it, that would be, so you could lower the city attorney's salary to whatever you want. So that in essence, the deputy city attorney could make more than the city attorney. So if you decided to cut a part-time city attorney's salary to $20,000, the deputy city attorney makes more than the city attorney.
According to the charter.
Well, the way I interpreted it was just because, and Adam, maybe you can shed in on this, when it says I'm going to be paid an annual salary. That doesn't necessarily mean lump sum, I work 1 day, I get that annual salary. It could be broken down hourly.
I'm no labor law expert by any means. I defer to our labor attorneys. But when you become a salaried employee, you really don't have an hours requirement. You're given a lump sum of money to get your job done for a time period a year. So I actually lean the other way. And like I said, I don't want to be the expert in the room on this matter.
But if you read that part again where it says must be paid the annual salary.
Compensation shall be set at the initial appointment of the deputy city attorney and for the duration of the term at an annual salary no less than the previous city attorney.
So you can have an annual salary of $100,000 and only make $50,000 if you're part-time, you only work 20 hours a week. You would have an annual salary of $100,000. You know, you wouldn't have an annual salary of $100,000 and make $50,000.
You're setting the term of your deputy attorney, but you're also setting the compensation fixed at that amount.
Regardless of how many hours. you work.
The part you just read, does that spread to the city attorney or the
The
deputy?
deputy.
Deputy.
So deputies.
And what was the previous salary of the deputy, previous salary of the city attorney, what, 75,000?
69.
69. So by default, if we pass number 4, we're saying we're committing to 105 for the city attorney and 69 to the part-time city attorney, deputy city attorney, even if they're per diem. That's your interpretation?
No, I see it under the deputy
see.
line, which is 29.
Right,
That's not what you read.
Yeah, it says,
Under
it should say
deputy.
deputy, but
But it doesn't say deputy, it says no.
It does,
less than
it's
the
under the
current city.
deputy line. It's under section C or.
maybe it's easier if we print this, I can email this to you, if we print this, so everybody gets a copy of it.
And in
The charter?
addition to that,
This one section of the chart.
yeah, the section,
Yeah.
I just sent that.
305 seconds.
Yep.
Where's healthcare coming? So the deputy attorney, part-time per diem, I keep hearing, but who sets the healthcare?
That's in the handbook, the associate handbook based on the group plans. they're entitled to,
So with this deputy get health insurance?
well, they're a group. You probably knows better, they're group A.
And it would still take a council resolution to take that away.
Yeah.
It's not guaranteed.
That's why I'm just saying, can we fix this?
Yeah, we voted.
Can we fix this to cover us? This resolution, can we fix this to,
To cover our intent of what we're looking to do.
yes,
Just hire a part-time per
because
diem.
the way it's written now, it just says.
Deputy city attorney.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does say it's permitted to appoint.
And he's, and according to this, his intention is to appoint a part-time per diem deputy city attorney. And not get health
It's
care.
part-time right now.
No, it's not. It doesn't specify. It doesn't specify part-time or full-time.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of what they do.
I would just like in wording us to be covered.
I agree with you. I agree. That's, trying to figure out how to do that.
I just wanna turn it over to Ricky.
It should be noted, your charter also allows for your city attorney to appoint a deputy, so
Yeah.
respectfully, that is not a decision necessarily this board.
Right, we can set the salary though.
Pursuant to your charter.
Yes,
Right, so whoever, if this person was to be appointed tonight on number 4, who he chooses as his part-time city attorney, deputy city attorney, per diem city attorney, that would be up to him. We're not deciding who that person is.
Or whether you choose,
So you're saying he could go without,
we know your charter dictates
but we wouldn't have to have one at all?
his decision, it's my question.
it says the
Right.
city attorney shall appoint.
Shall means us,
Yep,
So then he has to appoint one. So we're not arguing who it's going to be, we're arguing the terms and condition of that person once selected.
Maybe you should say something about. He won't appoint a deputy unless needed for vacation or something, break it down so he's not appointing. He can't come back later and appoint a deputy. If it says he shall appoint a deputy, he can walk in the door and appoint a deputy.
But that last sentence shall also be permitted to appoint a deputy
Right.
attorney service prosecutor on Fridays when he is not available. I think that might
Yeah,
cover it.
I mean, if you
Yeah.
keep reading, it makes sense, but if you pull it apart, there's a lot of,
I think the resolution good, we just have to have another resolution regarding to the deputy.
you say,
The
well,
cover, the cover what?
However, it should be done.
Right. Yeah.
I just want to make sure we're covered.
should we put in there at a per diem rate of $150 an hour or whatever? I mean, does that be better?
What if we put at an annual rate of $150 an hour and we only paid them when they showed up hourly?
that one's contrary to your charter.
But that would be the same annual, what it,
Contrary to your charter.
So let me know if this formatting works for you all.
This attorney now, that resolution in itself doesn't really address everything in regards to the appointee. Right?
All right. I don't know.
We're talking about the per diem or whatever that is.
it's,
Deputy.
so the deputy city attorney can't make less than 69,000, which was the previous salary of the last city attorney. Letter E right here. Duration of a term at an annual salary of no less than the previous city attorney, and we're saying the previous city attorney is making 69,000?
It's under the deputy section. I think that the wording is supposed to be deputy city attorney.
I understand what they thought it should have been, but it's not. So if this is an accurate and true copy, that's 69,000.
It's always been.
Or again, the deputy city attorney, am I reading this wrong, or we interpret it differently?
And would it create, with Councilman Boisonne, that it's here, there's a misprint, so it's here. But your
Hi,
charter actually does direct it to be at the previous city attorney's salary.
Which is 69,000. So now it's back to the original question, which I was under the presumption of it, we could do it out. With 69,000 broken down by 2040, but you're saying we can't break it down.
I'm just looking at how your charter reads.
Yeah, I mean, the
But the charter
past 2
reads
years,
wrong.
you know, it's gone, yeah, it's under the deputy section.
Right, but
So,
it does read the previous city attorney.
yeah.
So I think one thing we should do is get that corrected.
Does that require a charter revision?
Charter revision
That
commission.
to
I think we should look at the notes from the commission before and see if it was just printed though.
Good, they could be a typo.
Because this should have all been reviewed before it went to the company to make sure that everything's in place.
I don't wanna speak for the company, but a lot of them just do cut and paste, so this was sent, you're not in your head, this, so if it's a cut and paste, that was sent to them from someone here, so it wouldn't be on the company. They would be on someone.
But usually they go through and double check to be sure it's within the law. I mean, you can't come in and say something in there that isn't allowed. And they kick that back and I don't know how that could happen. But somebody missed it.
So where's that leave us?
We have the whole resolution till we find out, or do we?
I was hoping to modify it.
I really like to modify it, but can we do that with the charter pages?
There's nothing in your chart that prohibits the appointment of Mr. Salterelli this evening.
And then we can do a second resolution appointing the deputy after he's appointed.
Why do we need a resolution to appoint the deputy city attorney if the charter says the city attorney can appoint?
The salary.
We have to set a salary,
For the rest of
But
the.
the
no
bare
less
minimum,
than the city attorney.
which is 69,000. And even if we take the interpretation that it meant the previous city attorney, we're back to 29,000. Which then puts us back at 130 something. Where we almost paid a wash there, right? Because you're saying the health benefits savings there, but.
Well, why don't we take out the last sentence and research it, and we can always redo. Do a resolution next time.
Yeah,
and cover
strike.
the rest of it.
Strike the
Okay, we
left.
have a motion on the floor to amend the resolution. Ms. Craig. To strike, he shall also be permitted to appoint a deputy attorney to serve as prosecutor on Fridays when he's not available. In your opinion, does that, that's completely sensible, of course. All right, do we have a second to this?
So.
Mr. Rosenberg. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Sheasley,
Hi.
Fisher,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
Boyce,
Aye.
Cook.
Aye, declare the resolution amended.
Okay, so now that we've made a motion to amend for, and that's the amendment on it, I'd like to make a motion to table it.
The whole resolution.
All resolutions, I make a motion to table.
Next, we have a motion on the floor, table by Mr. Fisher. Is there a second?
Can I ask why?
If we go through with this. Right now, it passes. And then we can't correct this wording, and we end up getting. Deputy city attorney either at 69,000 or at 29,000. We are gonna be in a bad position with the budget. We need to have those numbers. We're the first rate numbers. We need those numbers. If we table it now, we're back here. On January 20th. We have a holdover attorney. He's still gonna come as a holdover. If not, we'll figure it out, but if he's not in his head, yes, so. What's the urgency? We went this long, it's another 2 weeks. And they gives us they gives another 2 weeks to sort this out. And then come back on the 20th and brief us with the tabling. What's the difference? What's the urgency to do it now, tonight? You're
I'll
not gonna do it.
second it.
Thank you.
Those in favor of tabling the resolution? Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes. Sheasley,
Nay.
Fisher,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
Boyce,
Nay.
Cook.
Nay. All right, so this would be the. All right, next resolution. Appointing Mr. Clerk or Mr. Penna, city clerk. Effective January 1st.
Just on the face of it, it requires an amendment because there's a blank line in it.
Correct. Well, who wants to sponsor this?
an open-ended question, because I would sponsor it, but I want the blank line filled in first.
What's the desired salary? What's the budgeted salary? What's the desired salary?
I believe the budgeted salary was the 65 plus the 4%, because we did blanket 4% raises in all the budget lines. That was under the old mayor's administration that piggybacked on the union contracts.
And do you have the salary for this
Or,
position with the city clerk?
I don't have the number off the top of my head,
Okay.
but I can definitely tell you in the clerk's office, we budgeted for the 4%, they all look.
Okay. Well, let's open up for discussion. Because yes, Councilman Fisher is correct, the resolution needs the salary.
Go for first of all.
I would argue it's not personnel, it's a public record of what his salary is going to be set at. Mike's nodding his head, so I'm guessing the city attorney, you agree? We can discuss this openly publicly, right?
Cause it's the salary, but you can't discuss
You
any
talk the
characters about the person.
Or his, yeah,
Talks about the salary, of the position.
Right. I don't plan on discussing them. I plan on discussing the salary that we will set forth. I feel like to point out that when we had this discussion 2 years ago, we couldn't remember, so we actually started zooming, live streaming and recording. And now we have plenty of recorders here, so when this one's set, we'll remember this. Would anybody else like to throw a number out? Anyway,
Folks started with 65, we're paying them now.
yeah. My thought was this, to 65. But we were also paying a training stipend of 1,500 to the previous deputy city clerk. And that 1,500 is now peeled back, it was 2 years at 1,500. So we budgeted for 4%. Math is like 3,500-ish, $3,000, he's pulling on a calculator. You know, 4% of the 65,000 is what we budgeted for.
So it's 2,600.
2,600, yeah, we budgeted for 2,600. If we give him the 1,500. Save the 1,100. He would have it. And math is right, it's about a 2% raise. He would go from 65 to 66.5. 2% raise. 1,100 is extra. In the budget. We can set the standard now with breaking this 4% pattern. You go with a 2% pattern. My thing.
But if my math is correct, that's 66.3.
At 2%, but I'm not
Right.
doing the exact math. Okay, then 2.04%.
You're saying 15.
1,500. I'm saying I'm going with a flat number. 1,500, puts them at 66.5.
Is there a sponsor to this resolution?
Yeah, I would love to sponsor if we could fill in the blank line. We've already amended it first.
I'll second it.
What's that?
66.5.
66.5, as you stated.
So 66.5.
So we have a motion on the floor by Mr. Fisher to amend the resolution. At a salary of $66,500. Is there a second?
Okay.
Mr. Clerk, call the roll.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
Boyce,
Aye.
Cook.
I declare the resolution amended. Okay. And I'm assuming, Mr. Fisher, you're gonna sponsor.
I will sponsor now, yes, and the line will be filled in at 66.5.
Okay, next is the appointment of Amanda Miller to the deputy city clerk. And an annual stipend for the budget.
How much is the stipend?
It's 5,000, I believe. 4,000.
Would want the treasurer to confirm, but it's,
Civil service salary line plus four. To fill in the duties of these two positions. Vital statistics and.
Is there a sponsor?
Okay.
Mr. Sheasley? Any comments on? Questions? No. All right, next. Point, Jim Mariana, Notary Public. Be appointed to Registrar of Vital Statistics for a 2-year appointment. Their sponsor? Negative. All right, next is the resolution appointing Amanda Miller. Deputy Registrar of Vital Statistics for a 1-year appointment. To expire on December 31st, 2026. All right, I got your question. Why is this a 1-year appointment? And
it's gonna coincide with her 1-year appointment as a deputy clerk. And then she'll be up for reappointment, and she's a great asset in the clerk's office. I'm confident she'll be back for reappointment up after 1 year.
so it's not a 2-year appointment coinciding with the council?
I believe it's written as a 1 year.
City attorney, 1 year, 2 years, doesn't matter?
Mhm.
If it doesn't,
It doesn't matter.
I would prefer a 1 year than. If it's optional, I'd rather just. Do the 1 year, because if the city clerk says it doesn't work out, it's easier for the city clerk to reappoint someone a year.
I'm sure Amanda will do great.
All right, their sponsors list. Any other questions or comments? Okay. KeyBank, JP Morgan, Chase, and M&T are designated authorized depositories in the corporation. For the agenda. Okay, comments or questions on this? Do you have a sponsor? Sir Fisher. Comments or questions? Okay. Next resolution, appointing deputy city treasurer. Okay. Any questions on this? This is a 2-year appointment. Okay. The mayor, do you accept it? Personnel, particular person or people?
Particular person.
Council desire to go exactly after our formal.
I recommend, I would suggest a formal, I would actually like to do it again.
Okay, let's go around the room. Sure, she's like.
Great, ceremonies in regard to the swearing in last week. I don't think there was room for anybody else in City Hall. It was packed in the hallway, packed in here, packed in. It's beautiful. That's all I have, Mr. Fisher.
Mr. Fisher.
One of the things we came up with during last year, we talked about budget hearings, so we went through budget fiascos in September and October. And looking at the calendar, we have a council meeting on March 3rd and a council meeting on March 17th. But then we have nothing on the 24th, nothing on the 31st, and we're not back until April 7th. I would suggest that we could look at some dates at the end of March to bring in budget hearings, discussions, roundtables, something, so we're not doing this in September and then looking for cuts and carving or whatever terminology they use at the end of the cycle. If we can get this situated in March and give our department heads directives on what we want to see in the budgets in March versus September.
I was going to suggest that we bring the item in at the next meeting. That way the council members get an opportunity to hear from Adam about the budget process alongside with the mayor. And talk about, you know, our role and potential opportunities and so forth and so on. So if everybody's open to that, we can invite Adam to our next meeting, which is January 20th. And just have that introduction. And then, yeah, I agree. And then bringing the department heads to go through their budgets. Mr. Mayor,
Absolutely,
Earlier than later.
yes.
The sooner the better.
Um. Did the police chief retire? Bob's gone?
Yes.
Bob's gone. Did you appoint someone?
In Acton.
Acting, yeah.
Yes, Detective Captain Gene Woolrich.
And the only reason I have to ask it publicly, is I we can email everything, I know Bob left, but I didn't know there was an official temporary change in.
we saw his resignation. We saw.
So Bob,
Yes.
yeah, but I didn't know who they put in. I didn't know.
No, there was no.
Yeah.
There was no communication.
It's my fault, it's been a whirlwind.
I know you're new, I get it.
He retired the second.
We just got our email.
That's what I was told. You just got access, just got access to the city email address.
Or letter to the city clerk, I believe, not to, I didn't tell him to give it out.
I know, but I see the captain, detective captain standing there. I just wanted to verify that he's here in that presence, not just here to watch me. So awesome, okay.
Here to watch me.
Or you're watching Jim. I don't know, watching me, watching Jim. I don't know if you're watching, but that's it. That's all I have for run. Thank you.
I talked to Rick Oates about this and he's in full support. I'd like to have a procedure where we open the council meetings with prayer. And Rick has assured me that he could set up a schedule with all the ministers within the city and the chaplains in the fire department and the police department, set up a 24 meeting schedule for every meeting every month. And he assures me that he'll make sure they limit it to 60 seconds. And sometimes they can do that. But if everyone's okay with that, I'll talk to Rick again and ask him to put it into place. Anybody have a problem with that? Thank you. That's what I have.
Yep, thanks everyone. Looking forward to the year to come ahead, working with everyone. And thank you, Mr. Butcher, for taking on the role. Appreciate it. One question, first meeting standing committees will be appointed in the first meeting. So.
Or thereafter.
Or thereafter, yeah. So are we gonna set something up with that?
It's really the council's desires. In the past, historically speaking, we've had liaisons appointed. Police, fire, Parks and Rec. Or, you know, every single department, school district, civil service. But I wanted to bring it up this evening to see if it's the council's desire that we have liaisons. I'll appoint them if you guys want them. But it's really what we desire.
My thought on the face of it was no. I'll tell you why. 2 years ago, we did, and we appointed them. We did the liaisons. Didn't matter for the last 2 years. If you gotta get a hold of somebody, you gotta get a hold of somebody. And then the only time I found that the liaison was used was in a negative form. Like, well, if you talk to your liaison. Jim, did you go to the traffic safety? You're the liaison. And it was like, that's not true. If I want to go to traffic safety and I want to act in some fashion, or if I need a sign put up, such as cross traffic does not stop, which is an informational sign, I bring it to the council and we decide if that's what's in the best interest of our constituents. You don't need a liaison to get these things done. And Mr. Franzek will tell you how many times Jim, myself, I don't know how many times David Sean reached out to him, but we've talked to Dave. Are you the DPW liaison?
No.
Yeah.
No.
And we talked to Dave a lot. And if we add that extra level of bureaucracy in there where we have to go through a liaison, it just slows the process. We're a small city. Some of us are neighbors with our department heads and our yeah, so I think it's not needed.
So we can consider a committee on a case by case basis. So for instance, with the school district, there might be opportunities for us to do a shared service. And perhaps we can appoint a council member to act as liaison to the school district where they can report back to us, here's what's going on.
That sounds fine to me, having direct communication, but I would like a contact list, right? It seems like these things are deficient in our city. I should have a directory. contact lists, all the employees, numbers, all that good stuff.
When you say,
We used-
I was gonna say, when you say employees, though, what do you mean, department heads, or you mean?
And
Cause like, the union problem is us reaching direct, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, we can or can't? You're
No.
not.
Cannot.
Cannot,
We can't.
right, because of the union, we can go to the department head and say, fix that asphalt, but we can't go to a foreman and say, fix that asphalt.
yeah, I get
The
that.
correct chain would actually be going to the mayor, because the mayor handles the day to day. And say, I want this asphalt fixed, corrected. The mayor would go to DPW. Or you can copy the department head on it, copy the mayor on it.
That's if you do it for him, sometimes you go talk to the people in person.
Yeah.
We call them, whatever motive.
Quicker and done.
Quicker.
Yeah, this, I understand the department has, been was just this have a website then.
We used to have a directory.
Yeah, that's why I'm
And then
concerned,
they
it's like, it seems like all this information is spread.
2023.
2022.
It is, but I'll tell you this, what I've noticed, at least in my 2 years, you don't, you can't get a hold of the wrong person. Like I've called Jason, he goes, no, that's Eric Buildings.
Yeah.
I've called Eric and he says, no, that's Dave or that's Park, you know, they'll point you. If you call the wrong person, they're not gonna tell you, hey, not my, it's
Yeah,
not big, like, it's not like New York City, like, we don't know.
yeah, I know, I'm just still requesting that we have it published, especially to, you know, have that.
Just be very mindful that the mayor handles the day to day.
Can you get us a list of the department heads and the phone numbers?
Do we have a directory? The clerk would publish a directory.
Yes, so I did turn in a directory in June, right, to Judy Kurtzworth and Sharon, right before Judy had her accident. So I actually did share that with the mayor, that document. But I could forward it to all the council members, but
Yes, that'd be
it just, it's
Yeah.
the same email that you see that went out to everyone with the agenda. So
Mhm.
fire chief, police
Yeah,
chief,
yes, yes,
at
okay.
tonawanacity.com, super DPW.
But there's-
All of those are the
And
emails.
numbers.
Yep,
we
yep,
need the direct
Okay.
phone number.
Yeah.
And then can we look at getting this published through
sure. Yes,
printed?
and it's 90% finished.
Okay.
There's just a couple of things that need to be added and maybe some new board members, but
I was asking for that. I didn't know it had been done in 2 years because it was such a great resource.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, yeah.
probably find out.
Yeah,
Now we have
4
police
years.
Chief too, and that's another change on it.
Right, yeah.
City
That are
attorney and
outdated.
Some of the boards, some people have been, yeah,
Yeah.
to that point.
So when can we get that by?
Tomorrow.
I can send you
Sounds like a plan.
the draft that I have right now that I had sent to the mayor's office in July or whenever it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ask me anytime that you need some kind of information, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
No, you just reach
Well,
out.
I need
Just
your
reach
number
out.
too.
Just reach out.
Yeah,
You have my phone number.
Thanks, Barry.
We exchanged text messages today.
All right, great. Sounds good. That's all. Thanks, everyone.
Mayor?
Just to let you know a little process about the police department and the chief. So obviously with the old chief retiring January 2nd, there was nothing that could be done ahead of time during that transition. I wanted the appointment to be up to me. Administration. So that's why temporarily Captain Butcher has been appointed as the interim chief. There are 2 people on the civil service list. So they're gonna be canvassed. When there's only 2 people on the civil service list, you can either hire one of those 2 or promote them. And it's valid, good, they're good to go. Or because there's not 3 on the list, you can then open it up to whoever meets the minimum qualifications, temporarily appoint them, and that person would have to finish in the top 3 at the very next exam. So we're gonna go through that process. Again, it's been such a whirlwind in the beginning that I'm expecting it to take a little bit before we get there. So that's why we went this temporary with Captain Butcher.
Typically, how long would it take to call for a new test?
Well, they only offer it once a year.
Okay.
And I was just informed by civil service today that we actually missed the deadline. But she called and because of the transition down with civil service, was able to get them to waive it, let us give the exam. So I think it's in February, somewhere in there, the next exam. She did, I just found this
Next
out.
month.
Yes, this
Oh.
morning. But
What?
that would be the next exam. But again, we have a process right now of what we can do with what's going on. It's been amazing to me. It's been fun. It's been a crazy 3 days that just went by, blink of an eye. So if something got missed in this process, I take responsibility for it. It's been crazy. I'm trying to catch up. Marty's been great. I had temporarily put Pat Rank in as secretary confidentially to the mayor. He does not want the job. He full time, he's just doing this again for me to temporarily have somebody, so if someone comes to visit City Hall, there's a person there that can help them, direct them, do it. So we're gonna open the process. That's a discussion I'd like to have with the council. Sort of the previous administration, they made that person part-time. 20 hours a week at $23,000 a year. So it's basically about $12 an hour. I personally believe that should be a full-time position. I think if somebody, one of our resident citizens takes time off to come in and visit the mayor's office from work, to have a door that's closed and not available, I don't think does a service to our residents and it's important. But at that salary, obviously you're not gonna give somebody full-time. So that would be something that I would be asking in the near future for the council to look at as an appropriation to make that position full-time. That's why I needed this part-time person, so that we can figure out exactly where it's gonna be and what we're gonna do. I thank everybody for their support, for patience, and I guess the only other thing is, a lot of questions have come up about the associate judge. We have 2 residents that have expressed interest in the position. I'm reaching out to them to set up interviews in the next couple days, and I hope to make an appointment by Friday for that position. That's it for me. Other than executive.
Is Adam in the hallway by chance?
Adam?
I just want to make sure he's available. January 20 to meet with us. After our forum.
We're meeting with the auditors on January 23rd. Which I believe will be a meeting for their final report for budget year 24. But that would be another question for Anna, I think.
That's a committee?
And then typically they'll meet with the council.
Yeah, this was just for me.
Yeah, we'll get the final bound copy. Adam, are you available to meet with the council on January 20th? After our formal, just to talk about the budget process, the council's role.
Oh, after the next regular meeting?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, perfect, okay. All right, then that's all we hear. Did anybody else have anything for informal? Okay, I'll make a motion to adjourn our informal, go into our formal, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Royce, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, let's call the meeting of City of Tonawanda Council to order. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, ma'am. Sheasley,
Here.
Fisher,
Here.
Greg.
Here.
Boyce-Nay,
Here.
Cook.
Here, please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America. To the republic. One nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated. Welcome to the reorganizational meeting for today. The Common Council convenes pursuant to Division 3, Section 2.045 of the City Charter. I'm very pleased to seat the new Common Council, including First Ward James Sheasley, Second Ward Christopher Fisher, Third Ward Susan Gregg, Council Member Fourth Ward Jason Boisonnet. Mr. Clerk, please read the following acceptance and oath of office as elected at the last general election, which was held on November 4th, 2025.
Council Member First Ward, James Sheasley. Council Member Second Ward, Christopher Fisher. Council Member Third Ward, Susan Gregg. And Council Member Fourth Ward, Jason Boisonnet.
Thank you. Communications from the mayor have been ordered and filed. Communications from city officials and correspondents have also been ordered and filed. At this time, we'll now take comments from the public on the resolutions. For those that are joining us in person, you can approach the microphone. For those that are joining us virtually, there's a spot for you to raise your hand and the clerk will call upon you. On the resolutions. Mr. Clerk, I have a comment on the resolutions.
I just have a comment on the retroactive dates in those printed resolutions. So, for example, Mr. Saltarelli being appointed as city attorney, it's dated January 1st. So, does that mean Mr. Rua is not city attorney standing here because it's backdated?
At this time, I'd like to call up Mr. Rua to answer that question regarding the holdover.
I concur with Ms. Vice Chair. The resolution probably should be amended to include today's date. It should not be retroactive. It should be a motion to amend.
Mr. Rua, please come forward. You're referencing resolution 4 in your legal opinion?
Yes, Madam President. Correct.
And what are you advising the council?
So we will make the effective date today's date instead of January 1st.
Okay, we'll make that amendment when we get to that resolution if the council desires. Any other comments on the resolution? Mr. Clerk, we have a comment on the floor on the resolutions.
Timothy Priano, 44 Scott Street. We elected a new group of people here, and it was about saving money here in the city of Tonawanda. We watched through the budget process last year, the heated discussion of nickels, dimes to keep things. But I see right now, resolution 4, we're upping money, we're spending for a full-time attorney for the city, still keeping our deputy attorney with her health care. Understand that. Now, sir, we're going to be spending money on full-time staff. So where are we saving money in the city if we're starting to spend money off the first meeting going forward?
So, Mr. Priano, thank you for your question. We actually discussed that in the informal regarding the savings to the salary lines. Any other comments or questions on the resolutions? Mr. Clerk, we have a comment on the floor.
Hey guys, my name's Dwayne Whitmer. I represent a company called Act Media, an independent journalist that we investigate government. As you saw in the working session, there's a lot of jobs and money at stake. We want to make sure things are being done properly. Something was sent to me that you guys tried to pass a resolution to the Senator Conrad to make your deputy.
Sir, are you commenting on a resolution that the council is voting on?
Yes.
Can you point me to the resolution that we're voting on?
So you guys want to appoint a deputy judge and the qualifications that are be a lawyer in the town and be for 5 years, and you're going to kind of have laws change so you can export this. And my understanding that you have qualified people, as you mentioned in the working session that you have gotten resumes and applicants and you're gonna review them. My question is, who sent the email to Conrad's office that represented that they're a part of city government when they're not? Is there gonna be an investigation? Can I get copies of those communications? And is that gonna be looked into? Because I think it shows bad leadership that someone is pretending to represent you that doesn't. Furthermore, what's being done if you campaigned on transparency, better communication and residency requirements? Why are you outsourcing in your first meeting looking to outsource a position? I think that reneges on campaign promises. And lastly, you know, what's being done to fix this going forward? I would say that as a taxpayer in the city of Tonawanda, am I allowed to send Assemblyman Conrad a resolution saying, I don't do that, there's qualified elected officials in the city of Tonawanda, therefore I want to send my taxes somewhere else? No, they say follow the law. And my recommendation to you guys is to also do that. Please follow the law and please do your jobs properly. Thank you.
All right, thank you for comment, sir. Just to answer one of your questions over there, you would submit a FOIL request to FOIL any appropriate documentation relative to this resolution. Any other comments or questions on the resolution? Mr. Clerk, anyone joining us virtually wish to address the council on the resolution?
No, Madam President.
Okay, let's proceed.
Resolution number 1, sponsored by Council Member Sheasley.
Do we have a second? Seconded by Mr. Fisher.
Resolved that the Common Council minutes from December 16th, 2025 be accepted as filed.
Comments or questions? Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Sheasley.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Gregg.
Aye.
Boyce-Nay.
Aye.
Cook.
I declare the resolution adopted.
Resolution number 2 by Council President Cook.
Do we have a second? Second by Mrs. Gregg.
Resolved that the bills be allowed as audited.
Comments or questions? Please call the roll.
Sheasley.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Gregg.
Aye.
Boyce-Nay.
Aye.
Cook.
I declare the resolution adopted.
Madam President, can I
Mr.
make a
Sheasley?
motion to waive the reading of 3 through 10, please?
Mr. Clerk, I have a motion on the floor to waive readings. Resolutions 3, actually, no, because we have to amend resolution 4.
Okay, all right.
So are you in agreement with that? So 3, and we have to amend on the floor resolution 5. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Are you in agreement with that? Okay, Mr. Clerk, we have a resolution on the floor to amend readings of 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Gregg. Mr. Clerk, call the roll.
Sheasley.
Aye.
Fisher.
Nay.
Gregg.
Yes.
Boyce-Nay.
Aye.
Cook.
I declare waiver readings of 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, resolution 3, sponsored by Councilman Fisher. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Gregg. Comments or questions? Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Sheasley.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Gregg.
Aye.
Boyce-Nay.
Aye.
Cook.
Nay. Resolution has been adopted.
Resolution number 4 is sponsored by Council Member Sheasley, but there's a motion to amend.
Yep, I'm gonna make that. I'll make a motion to amend resolution to read, whereas pursuant to city charter section 3.057, the common council has received communication from Mayor William Strasburg appointing Mark E. Saltarelli as city attorney. Therefore, be it resolved that Mark E. Saltarelli is hereby confirmed as city attorney of the city of Tonawanda effective January 6th, 2026 at an annual salary of $105,000, with the understanding he shall be full-time and is responsible for the payment of his own health care, term set to expire December 31st, 2029. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Voisinay. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll on the amended resolution.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
Boysenay,
Aye.
Cook.
I declare the resolution amended. Now we'll proceed with the resolution.
Is there a motion to strike the last sentence as well? Another amendment?
Yes, we did that in the informal.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. So it's sponsored by Councilmember Sheasley.
Is there a second?
Jason.
Did you say yes?
Yes.
Second by Mr. Voisinay. Mr. Clerk, please read the resolution.
Whereas pursuant to the city charter section 3.057, the Common Council has received communication from Mayor William Strasburg appointing Marky Saltarelli as city attorney. Therefore, be it resolved that Marky Saltarelli is hereby confirmed as city attorney of the city of Tonawanda effective January 6th, 2026 at an annual salary of $105,000 with the understanding he shall be full-time and is responsible for the payment of his own health care, term set to expire December 31st, 2029.
Comments or questions? Mr. Fisher.
Comment. I know we heard from Timothy about the appointment, and before we go forward with it, I did make a motion to table it and I was struck down. So it's going to be voted on now. But Mr. Saltarelli is going to be a full-time attorney in the building, and that's what the intent of the council was. If Mr. Saltarelli does the right thing and we can work out the deputy city attorney position and salary and work through that, then this will be a benefit to the city and we will get a service of Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, having a city attorney in the building. With that being said, that if this falls apart or if something goes wrong, the council can remove on a 4-1 vote. We don't have to go through some type of charter revision or anything like that. We could just simply put up a resolution and have a 4-1 on it. So we do have some protection built in for the city and for the constituents. So as you hear my vote, I just wanted to explain that to you, that we do have a protection in place, and I agree with you here for the savings. You were right. We were nickel and diamond back in September and October, and that's my intent to keep it that way. Thank you.
Any other comments?
Yeah, just realize the savings of the healthcare as well, you know, if that's the intention of the board.
Thank you, Mr. Voisinay. Any other comments? Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Greg.
Aye.
Boysenay.
Aye.
Cook.
I declare the resolution adopted. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to suspend our regular proceedings and invite the Honorable Judge Lilac to come in and the Honorable Mark Saltarelli to come up to administer the oath. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Voisinay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Honorable Lilac?
Raising your right hand, as you know. I, please state your name.
I, Mark Saltarelli,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
the Charter and Code of Ordinances of the City of Tonawanda,
the Charter and Code of Ordinances of the City of Tonawanda,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
that I shall faithfully discharge my duties
of the office of Tonawanda City Attorney
of the office of Tonawanda City Attorney
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Lilac.
Yeah.
Okay, just as a formality, Resolution 5 was amended during the informal. It will read, resolved that J. Mario Penna, notary public, be given the duties of the city clerk for the city of Tonawanda effective January 1st, 2026, with an annual salary of $66,500, term to expire December 31st, 2027. That was sponsored by Mr. Fisher and seconded by Mr. Sheasley. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll on the amended resolution.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Greg. Boyson,
Aye.
Cook.
I declare the resolution amended. Okay, now we'll proceed with the reading.
Resolved that J. Mario Pena, Notary Public, be given the duties of
Mr. Clerk,
city.
Mr. Clerk, I need to get a second first.
Okay, I'm sorry, I thought you said proceed with the reading.
Sorry.
I'll second.
Okay. So resolution sponsored by Mr. Fisher, seconded by Mr. Sheasley.
Right, and I had heard you say that Councilmember Sheasley had seconded that, so I had made it.
On the amendment, I apologize.
Sorry about that, my confusion. Are you ready for me to read this, or?
Yes, please proceed.
Okay, thank you. Resolved that J. Mario Pena, Notary Public, be given the duties of city clerk for the city of Tonawanda effective January 1st, 2026, with an annual salary of $66,500, term to expire December 31st, 2027.
Comments or questions? Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Greg.
Aye.
Boyson,
Aye.
Cook.
Nay. Declare the resolution adopted.
Resolution number 6 by Councilmember Sheasley.
Do we have a second? Second by Ms. Gregg. Comments or questions? Please call the roll.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
Boyson,
Aye.
Cook.
I declare the resolution adopted.
Resolution number 7 by Councilmember Gregg.
Mr. Clerk, I apologize. I actually need you to come in and I need the judge to administer the oath. I apologize. So, Mr. Clerk, can you come into the courtroom so the Honorable Lilac can administer the oath?
Yeah, okay. So
I apologize.
And who is this for?
This is for you.
For me?
Yes,
I don't need a ceremonial swearing in. I can just sign the book. I did it the first time around. Thank you, though.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I apologize. The judge was even looking at me.
Thanks for the thought. No, I just do it the first time that I was appointed, and I'll just sign the book.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Clerk. I apologize.
Thank you. No problem.
All right. We'll proceed with resolution 7.
By Councilmember Gregg.
Correct. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Fisher. Comments or questions? Please call the roll.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Greg.
Aye.
Boyson,
Aye.
Cook.
I declare the resolution adopted.
Resolution number 8 by Councilmember Sheasley.
Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Fisher. Comments or questions? Please call the roll.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Greg.
Aye.
Boyson,
Aye.
Cook.
I declare the resolution adopted.
Resolution number 9 by Councilmember Fisher.
I'll second. Comments or questions? Please call the roll.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Greg.
Aye.
Boyson,
Aye.
Cook.
I declare the resolution adopted.
Resolution 10 by Councilmember Gregg.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
second by Mr. Sheasley. Comments or questions? Please call the roll.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
Boyce,
Aye.
Cook.
I declare the resolution adopted. Following the comments by the public, I'm going to make a motion that the common council go into executive session, or I'm sorry, following the comments of the council. I'd like to make a motion that the common council go into executive session for personnel of a particular person. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Fisher. Comments or questions? Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
Boyce,
Aye.
Cook.
I declare the resolution adopted. At this time, we'll now take comments by the public following the resolutions. For those that are joining us in person, please approach the microphone. For those that are joining us virtually, there is a spot for you to raise your hand. Please do so, and the clerk will call upon you. Mr. Clerk, we have a comment on the floor.
Bill Simon, Lemon Drive, Tonawanda. After the little episode we had in the other room tonight with people hanging out in the hall and all the cameras and everything going on, when is it, we've talked about this before, when is it going to become formal that we're going to move this meeting into the large room so that people can hear? Because no offense, it's great. We can't hear her in that room at all, let alone the taping of it. You can say, well, it's on tape, but you can't hear. It's a terrible acoustics in there.
Yep. So our rules of order that the council just adopted says that. So we'll meet at our next regularly scheduled meeting.
Thank you.
In the courtroom. Any other comments? Yes. Mr. Clerk, we have a comment on the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Joseph Casada, 439 Dillon Street, Town of Lindenborough. Just briefly, I think I attended one meeting for a year, and this is my night for this meeting. The reason is, quite frankly, I'm here to honor colleague, friend, a dedicated Tonawanda named Mark Saltarelli. Real quick, I designate him as Mr. Civic Tonawanda. Mark Saltarelli has served many roles throughout his career, and we are absolutely blessed to have him here as a city attorney. And with that in mind, I would also like to pay my respects to, of course, Michael Brula, who was an excellent acting judge and a city attorney, etc., in his retirement. You know, I've been blessed. I've had 3 acting judges. Let's look at Judge Mylock, my acting judge, Judge Saltarelli, acting judge, and Judge Brula, my acting judge. You can't have 3 better people serving in that capacity, and I thank them, and I want the public to understand that too. Lastly, my congratulations to Mayor, Madam Council President, and the council. We got some talent up here, and we recognize that. It's interesting how people come in and they want to share their thoughts with you, but we got some good talent as I look around this dais. And elections are over. Now we get down to business. Here's my last thought. The 3 C's: communication, cooperation, and care. That's what I see in this dais tonight. I wish you well. I thank you for your service. Remember Tonawanda first, and God bless you and good luck throughout the year.
Thank you, Judge Casada. Any other comments?
Is it the time to comment on this, Daniel's letter or not? What?
Mr. Clerk, we have a comment on the floor.
All right. I'll just say that I actually did submit to put this on the agenda. I thought I had more time. Before the council is
Please
a letter
state your-
from Assemblyman, and by the way, Ann Jones. I actually submitted a letter of intent and resume over a month ago for the part-time judgeship position that was put on the agenda on December 2nd. I discovered on December 23rd that a bill had been put to Assemblyman Conrad 89391, which stated as follows: Tonawanda has a limited pool of attorneys from which to draw a potential city court judge. The part-time position is unable to be filled currently by a resident of Tonawanda. There was a libelous statement. I have practiced law for 25 years and have lived in this city 25 years. The statute says that you have to practice law 5 years and live in the city. I sent a letter along with my request beyond the agenda. I'm going to read it to you. Greetings. Previously, I publicly filed a letter of intent and resume regarding the part-time judgeship with the city clerk and the office of the mayor, and it was also submitted to the Democratic chair. That letter and resume were put on the public agenda for the council. I attended the last council meeting and nothing was mentioned about the judgeship nor any intent to seek a candidate outside of the city of Tonawanda. On or about December 23rd, I discovered that a bill regarding the part-time judgeship had been filed by Assemblyman Conrad on December 19th, seeking to be permitted to get a part-time judge who was not a resident. The bill was submitted to him without informing him that a letter of intent and resume had been filed for the position. It was also filed by a person who falsely represented that they were city government. That's on the word of Mr. Conrad. Okay, and when they were in fact had no authority to act for the city or act in a unilateral and not transparent or surreptitious basis. Okay, any council members have to act as a whole. Additionally, the bill contained language that is libelous and defamatory. It was stated that the position was unable to be filed by a resident of Tonawanda. Every attorney who lives in this city who has practiced 5 years or more and has applied has been libeled and defamed in their trade and profession. One can only surmise that from such a statement that despite meeting statutory qualifications, they found mine deficient. The law only requires that one be an attorney of 5 years that resides in the city of Tonawanda. I will have been admitted to practice 25 years and I reside and pay taxes for 25 years. Assemblyman Conrad has stricken the bill. I oppose and object to any effort by our officials to seek another bill to obtain a part-time judge outside of the city of Tonawanda. The statements made by the mayor during his debate that he wanted police and fire positions to be filled by residents due to the need to be closed in an emergency are likewise true for judges. If there's an emergency requiring a judge late at night or in the middle of the night, it makes sense that that judge is only a few blocks away. I also want to address the fact that I was not contacted before this bill was submitted. Both as an applicant and as a constituent in this city, I expect my local leaders to consider me first, not seek out to put out bills to help pad their own political piggy bank.
Ms. Jost, your 3 minutes is up.
All right. So if anybody wants to actually see this justification bill again, I oppose any effort, and I will say that I do feel liable.
Thank you for your comments. Any other comments? Mr. Clerk, we have a comment on the floor.
Mark Saltarelli, 138 Klinger. I want to thank Mayor. I want to thank the members of the Common Council for showing their confidence in me. I'm doing everything I can to assist you to achieve your goals. Mr. Fisher, I'll try not to do anything to get removed. So I assure you of that.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Saltarelli. Any other comments on the floor? Mr. Clerk, any resident wishing to address the council?
No, Madam President.
Okay, Mr. Sheasley.
I'm good. I'm glad that we're out here finally. I agree with Mr. Simon. We don't agree on everything or anything, we will, but that's the point. It should have been done a while back. That's all I had.
Thank you, Mr. Sheasley. Mr. Fisher.
So the Chris Fisher Gives Back this week. It went to Maria on behalf of Western New York Trap Neuter Release for their work with cats. Last council meeting, I asked the council president for an answer on whether or not you made an erroneous 911 call or our police chief failed to take police action. You said you weren't prepared to answer at that time. I now, 2 weeks later, ask you for an answer on that again.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher. Are those your comments?
Oh, I got more. Thank you for your follow-up. Act Now Media. Dwayne?
Yeah.
So here's what I'm catching here.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask for more answers from the public. You're about to get yelled at by.
Yeah, there's no comments by the public.
You got to watch that.
Oh,
But I'll ask and you can answer if you want to shout it out for me. So now you stated there was a letter pretending that came from a city representative. It was outsourced, if I wrote your words. And then Ms. Jost just said the letter that Bill Conrad was from not a city representative. And then you followed up to say the council acts as a whole if we were to contact Bill Conrad. Does anybody know who wrote that letter? Is there a signature on it? What's the
There's
name?
no comments by the public.
Someone please tell me the name.
There's no comments by the
I'm
public.
gonna comment real fast, we're gonna pull it because we don't know what we're gonna investigate for that.
There's no comments by the public.
Do you know the name, Ms. Jones, do you know the name of the person that
There's
wrote
no
that?
comments by the public.
What's she gonna do? Throw you out of the building?
There's,
Chair of the council.
there's no
I
comments
would
by
love,
the public.
okay, Council President, do you know the name of the person that penned that letter?
I do not. but
Okay,
there's
I
no-
would like to find out the name of the person that penned that letter, because that is a very significant, and I'll tell you why. If it was the mayor, if it was Bill Strasberg in between his term, I guess it could be inferred, even though not legal, that he was the elected mayor in November 4th, and he was trying to take some type of action, whether right or wrong, he was trying to take some action. If it was not Mr. Strasberg and it was someone else, and like as Dwayne said, we have someone impersonating someone on behalf of the city, as a council member, I'd like to know that.
Mr. Fisher, I know where you're going with this, but there's no comments by the public.
So if there's someone out there impersonating being a city official, just don't come to a council meeting during the public hearing portion because you will not be able to make a comment. Like, is that what we're telling people? If we know the answer, let's get the answer out there.
I don't know if anybody knows the answer.
Does anybody here know the answer?
I'm gonna find out, but.
Do you know the
Again,
answer?
there's no comments by the public.
We ask a question and then tell them they can't comment on it. Like, this is the circus you run. I have nothing further. Go move to the next person.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher. Mrs. Gregg.
I just want to say it's an honor to sit here and thank everyone for supporting us, and we have a great group of representatives here that will work together, and I look forward to moving ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gregg. Mr. Roisne.
Also, Greg, I also thank the residents for trusting me to do a job here. Looking forward to working with the mayor and the council that we have up here. I already taken charge of the residents, changing the forum for the informal. So we're doing that first right off the bat. And also taking charge and hitting the ground running, placing Mr. Saltzman into office. So thank you, everyone, and looking forward to a great year in 2026. Make the timeline a totally terrific.
Thank you, Mr. Roisne. Mayor. Sorry.
I just want to thank everybody for coming tonight. There's going to be a learning curve. There's a few, although Ms. Gregg's been on the council before, Jason and I are new. Are we going to make mistakes? Certainly we are. I'm going to try to do my best for what's best for the citizens. With the city attorney, just to add about the cost. So with the city attorney and the deputy city attorney, the salaries combined were $98,000. With health insurance included, you're adding another $39,000. So you're up to $137,000. With this hire at $105 and no health insurance, immediately there's a $32,000 savings. The hope is, and what we're going to do, the vacant lots that are in this city, outside counsel, right now we currently use Webster Zani for everything that the city attorney can't do now, doesn't have time for, and things that are outside his scope. We spend between $50,000 and $75,000 a year on that outside counsel. By having a full-time city attorney, he's going to take a more active role in contract negotiations, which we have with fire and police this year. And then obviously in the next couple of years, the CSCA and the CTA. So beyond the initial upfront costs, I believe there's going to be backdoor savings on the outside counsel aspect. So in my opinion, this was a cost savings. This is looking at saving pennies, nickels. And it also is giving us a monster benefit of having legal counsel in this building during the day when the engineer has a question about a grant, things that couldn't be answered for a couple days. Sometimes it's crucial to have that person in this building. I think is just an immense asset to our city and the residents. And that's why I proposed it and was glad that he took it. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I've been sitting up here 10 years, so the council has a procedure, and it's my job to make sure that we follow that procedure. It's the council's entire job to make sure we follow that procedure. I would love to have a conversation with everybody right now, open dialogue. It's not in our rules, it's not permitted. We can go on the hallway and have a conversation. That's a different story. There's some serious accusations that have been raised this evening that every single one sitting up here wants to get to the bottom of. Absolutely. That's why we have a city attorney to help us guide through that process. So we can get to the bottom of that. There was a resolution pulled. I have no idea why it was pulled. We can surmise, but we have to do our due diligence to find out what happened. Absolutely. If somebody's acting as a government official and is not, none of us tolerate that, but we'll get to the bottom of that. And I'd be happy to answer that question as soon as we get to the bottom of it. But I can't have that back and forth because none of us are doing our due diligence. We have to get to the bottom of it. I'm going to be fully transparent. I have no idea what email we're talking about. Okay. I haven't spoken with Assemblyman Conrad in year plus. Okay. So I'm not sure, but we'll get to the bottom of it. Okay. We're all up here to do what's in the best interest of the city of Tonawanda and its residents. And sometimes we might have to take that long road to get there, but we'll get there. And we will get those questions answered. Because that makes me mad if somebody were to actually do that. Okay. With that said, the Common Council is going to meet an executive session for personnel of a particular person. I want to thank everybody for coming. Happy New Year. Stick around if you'd like. We'll open up the door. But at this time, we're going into executive session.